I just love your smile. Just the way you do it makes me high all night. I just love your smile. Just the way you do it makes me high all night.
Smile again.
I just love your smile.
I just realized that it was muted, my bad. Welcome to today's stream. It's actually my second stream for today. I decided to come back at it because the issue or the blocker that I ran into is bothering me now. Like I don't like being told no by my computer. So I guess this is part 2. I'm a little bit more rested, so I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully share my screen. Maybe. Okay. Cool. I think everything is okay now. My bad for having my stuff on mute. Must have did that from earlier. Any case, let's do a recap. Oh shit. Wait, what did I just do? Fuck. Alright, right, fine, whatever. We're gonna do a recap. I spent a little bit more time going through this particular configuration here that Apollo generated. Let me see if I can find that again. Let's see, Apollo. Wait, do I not know how to spell Apollo? Is that it? Okay. Dang. I had all of these open. It would be dope if I can like restore a session. Let's see if I can do that. Restore. All right, whatever. We're just gonna have to start from scratch, I guess. All right, so, oops. Is it Cogen? Here we are. All right, I think it's one of these. So maybe step 2, I think is where I was at. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I installed the CLI earlier today, but here's what I decided to do. I renamed this as old, and I recreated it. And this time I added this schema download property. Let me go back to that. So you see here, there's the schema download configuration. This is new, all right? And feel free to steal this token. It's going to expire in a few hours, but it also only has public access to repos. But in any case, I'm now configuring this to pull the schema from the API directly. This isn't working though, or at least it didn't seem to work when I ran it last time, which was not long ago actually. So you can see here, I created the configuration, and what I was getting ready to do, let's do some cleanup. So earlier today, I had a directory here that was called GitHub API. I deleted that, and yeah. So the goal is to get the client, which is here, to download it. Now the issue is that it wasn't working. So how I was gonna get around it, here, let me show. I want to actually show it not working. So before I finish, let me first take this path, because I was about to name where I want this to be installed. So this will go in a .graphql directory, and this will be called schema.graphqls for schema. We'll just take that query, and we'll save it for later. Okay. So let's try to do the V. So I have -v for verbose mode. As you see, missing schema download configuration. Hint, check the schema download configuration property of your configuration. Okay, so I go check that property and it's there. So instead of fussing around with this, I've decided to say screw it. I will just circumvent it altogether. There's no reason why I have to, use that particular thing. So I'm just install this in the same place. Hopefully, no such file. God damn it. Okay. Well, before I could do that, I guess I'm gonna have to make a directory. So we'll do .graphql, and then we'll try it again. Okay, so we should now have a file called schema GraphQL right here. Cool. And I also updated this so that it's the defaults. So I decided not to put my GraphQL files in a special file just yet. So at the moment, the schema search path is just going to look for anything that has GraphQLs. And now my GraphQL is going to be in a separate folder. And I hope that makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and create a folder. We're going to call this, I don't know, GQL. I don't really have a good name for this. Actually, I'm going to leave it alone for now. and instead follow the instructions. So I've quote unquote fetched the what do you call these things? The schema. So now we can go on to the next thing where this is saying to write a query, which I already have a query. And let's see. I noticed that their stuff is in a folder called just regular GraphQL, not .graphql, which is interesting. And they're putting the GraphQL. Okay, all right, cool. So I'm going to ignore the fact that their instructions state to do dot GraphQL, and instead just do regular just GraphQL. Oh wait, never mind. I'm tripping. That's /. All right, I feel dumb. Oh wait, do I feel dumb? Yes, I feel dumb. I call this GraphQL. Okay, there we are. We're good. We're all good. Okay, so now that I've done that, I need to create a new folder or a new thingamajig. Let's see. Schema GraphQL. Where's the output of this gonna be? Okay. All right. Cool. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is create a folder for queries. I guess I'll just call it query, and then I'll pluralize it. We can do that. And I moved this to my desktop earlier. Here we are. So we'll just move that there. I want to make sure that it actually moved it on the file system. All right, perfect. All right, cool. So now I have this thingamajig. Now I'm going to go back to my configuration. And what I want to do now is set the operation search path to be GraphQL. And actually, it doesn't really matter, so I'm not going to change anything because it's going to just look from the root to wherever this is. Okay, so I have my GraphQL. I think GraphQL. Yeah, I spelled it right. All right. So with this is saying I should be able to do the generate. However, when I did that last time, it didn't work. I need to make sure that I add this stuff back. So let's first delete this. And then this GQL, I think I need to delete that as well. GitHub API also doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So I want to show the Finder, and we'll just add these into the project. So we have GraphQL that I want to add here. And I don't want to add this to the target. Create folder references, I guess. No. Shit. That didn't behave like I thought it would. It moved it to the wrong place. Let's put it here. And I don't want to add it to the target. We'll create a folder reference, I guess. I don't know what a group is, actually. All right, whatever. This seems to be good enough. So I now have my GraphQL query. I'm not sure why it doesn't render yeah, I would expect it to render this, but maybe there's no syntax highlighter for this. Let's see. Let's Google that. Xcode GraphQL syntax highlighter. It's not that big of a deal, so I'm only going to spend a couple minutes looking. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't care at all. So now that I've done that, I should be able to come here back into my CLI and generate generate all of the files you know, that all the types that I'm getting whenever I do the introspection and all that kind of stuff. All right, I can't find it in history, so we'll just type it manually, and we'll try to do it verbose. And before I do that, I'm going to make sure that that's indeed what they wanted me to do. All right, yeah. So we're going to generate, okay, and that should dump some things inside of my project here. Yep, here, GitHub API, okay. And it says to add the generated Swift package management package to your project. It didn't, I mean, this looks to be the same thing that I've been seeing. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, well actually, yeah, this looks to be the same thing that I've been seeing. Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and add this as a dependency. Wait, should I do it on the project itself or where? Let's see. With the code generator next, we need to, okay. In the code file, add packages. Oh, okay, all right. It doesn't seem to be all right, it doesn't seem to be where it's it's dependent on what I have selected here. Actually, it is. Okay, yeah, it is, never mind. So I don't, yeah, I see add packages here, but this is interesting. I guess I'm gonna just add the package here. I don't know. Just try it here, add local. And the package is this right here. Where did that add it? So it added it to this thing up here. And let's see, if I come to my target, I should also have, and I don't. All right, so we're literally in the same position from earlier, even though I thought maybe I just didn't follow instructions because I'm not very good at following instructions. But it turns out that maybe I am okay at following instructions, but the instructions may be out of date. So we're back to figure it out mode, I guess. It's saying here that I should have this Rocket Server API package included in my project. However, mine looks different. Mine looks like a folder. This does not look like what I would think it would look like. I hate when things are written this way, when it's like you should see something. Oh, appreciate it. My bad, bro. I just now realized that someone else was here watching. How are you? Is it Squared Mo or is it? I'm gonna call you Squared Mo. But I can assure you that it's not really the SM7B that you're hearing. You're hearing a lot of processing. I can show it to you actually. Here, give me a second. Here you are. So just full disclosure, in a previous life, I used to be a music producer, and I also did like mixing before I became an audio recording engineer and started a studio that I operated for about 2 years. In any case, I'll give you like a little walkthrough. What do you mean? Is that for free? Is that free, or what do you mean? Free what? What are we talking about? If the answer, if your question is, am I about to give you some free game? Then sure, yeah, I'm about to give you some free game. You know, thank you for watching. This software I'm showing. Are you talking about the thing that I'm currently scrolling, or not scrolling, but moving around my screen right now in a very distracting manner? Yeah. Oh no, this is not free. Well, technically, yes, the software is free. However, the software will not work unless it's paired to a hardware interface. Specifically, it has to be one of Universal Audio's interfaces. And I think this only works with the interfaces that have DSP. So I don't think that this works with their lower end, like entry level interfaces, but don't quote me on that. I don't own those, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, technically yes, this software is free of cost. It is not free as in open. It's also not free to use with other tools. Buzzwords. I don't know. I can't say that these are buzzwords. So just more full disclosure, I'm a former open source project maintainer, and I did that for a few years. And I'm pretty okay, or relatively involved with open source, but nothing like before. However, I am planning to maybe get back into that. We'll see. Any case, I'll give you a run through of all of this. I have a Samson Q2U. Are you into music? Did you follow? Wait, no, you're on Twitch. Never mind. I was gonna say, if you're on YouTube and you're one of my subscribers from a long time ago, I used to do YouTube a long time ago. I was gonna be like, I apologize. So my YouTube used to be only music production, and doing tutorials of the Roland Phantom X8, along with Pro Tools, along with Logic, along with Ableton Live, Reason, as well as just general beat making videos, as well as stuff on recording and mixing, that kind of stuff. I don't do any of the recording anymore. Not like I used to. I record my voice for this, but I mean nothing impressive anymore. Anyways, let's get through this signal chain right quick. So at the moment, this mic, as you see, it's the SM7B. This is plugged into another device before it gets to the Apollo X4, where I'm eventually running into. The other device is something called a cloud lifter. People typically use this to boost the signal because their preamps suck. However, these things also add color / distortion to the sound, and I like that. So I'm running it so that I can get distortion. My preamp has enough juice to amplify this substantially. So I'm running it through Phantom Power, and I'm currently on 9. But this is based off of something called the Manly Vox Box. And I'll go into that in a second. Let me read your comments first. Improving your auto. Yeah, the blue box one. The blue box one. Like, wait, when you say the blue box, are you talking about the Digi design? I started out with Pro Tools, FYI. I think it was called Digi Design before Avid bought them. Are you talking about that? Oh, the Cloud Lifter. Oh, yeah. So I have the Cloud Lifter, but I only have the single channel one, not the multi-channel. Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing? Who's here? You call me Will, by the way. I mean, or you can call me Code and Color if you want. Although, technically, that's not what I go by. The goal for Code and Color was to eventually inspire other folks who are similar to me in some way to get into this industry, and to not only I think learning the code is kind of stupid, but to learn to solve problems. I want more people to think critically about whatever they're going to go into and can use that to solve problems. That's a goal with Code and Color in the future. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but part of it is just doing these streams, I guess, and we'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, in case. So we were at this Manly Vox Box. So what's really cool about this particular interface is it has something called Unison technology. This is their marketing BS. Essentially what it is it uses the onboard DSP chips to run emulations of whatever the signal paths of, like, I don't know, in like hardware would be. So this is simulating a real device. So here you can see Manly Voxbox. I have it set as a mic. You'll also see that I have a roll-off, like a low pass filter or roll-off at around 80 hertz. I don't know if this is 12 dB per octave or 24 dB per octave, but I'm going to assume that it's 24. Just an assumption from nowhere. Obviously, well, this isn't obvious, but each one of these has a manual. So it's like, if you really care, you can go and read the manual, which is pretty technical, to be honest. So let's look for our Manly Voxbox. So this is a manual for every plugin that they have. All right, so it looks like we're on page 459. And yeah, so it goes through the signal flow and some of the really cool features of this particular one, which has a built-in de-esser, which is pretty dope. You don't really see that on a lot of channel strips ever. Anyways, moving on. So as you see, I do have a little bit of additional gain because this microphone is a little hard to power. But remember, I'm doing it here. I don't need to do it with the cloud lifter, which is kind of cool. This has a default compression ratio of 3:1. So I'm sure you know, like with all other things, if you give people choices, they won't be able to make a choice or a decision. 3:1 is actually a really good compression ratio for vocals. It's right in the middle. Typically I'll do 2:1, but 3:1 is not bad. And I pulled the attack down to be medium fast. I actually want more of the transients to be clamped down, because I tend to talk in a very quiet, but sometimes I'm loud. And when I'm sometimes loud, it's typically a word or a syllable of a word. It's not the whole word. So this kind of helps out with that. The release is set to medium for that reason as well. I talk kind of slow, and I don't want this weird pumping sound if I keep it on too long. And I also don't want the weird, like, I don't know, it's hard to put my finger on it to explain it, but it's like this artifacting sound if I have the release too low, especially on a voice. On percussion, great, but on the voice, trash. And you can see I'm also doing some EQ here, where I have a slight boost at 150, which is actually what you're hearing. It's not really the mic doing that. I think I turned that off on the mic. And then I have a high peak at 5K. So that's just this part here. And then I have this plugin, which is fucking dope. This is real-time noise cancellation, right? Like real time. It can either cancel out all noise, or it could cancel out the room noise. So what you'll see is when I stop talking, you'll see that it's going to attenuate the signal. All right, and you saw that it was moving. The moving is the fact that I have a TV on. It's actually playing. You can't hear it. And I can hear it, but like, it's playing. I also have music coming out of my headphones, which you can't hear. And I was also rubbing on my keyboards. I'm doing it now. You can kind of hear it. Anyway, so yeah, that's this plugin. I have that here first because I go through here where I then will have a gate, which you see here. I have a gate. The threshold is set to like negative 35 dB. And then my depth, I don't know why I have this at negative or infinity, but this really should be like negative 50 or negative 20, really. Negative 50. All right, and then again, I have some additional like shaping for, what do you call it? For, I can't even think of the word. Dynamics for the amplitude. I was trying to think of what people call it. They call it dynamics, but it's really shaping the amplitude. I'm using this as a brick wall limiter, which is why the ratio is at infinity. And I'm also using soft limiter so that it does a little bit of clipping to give me saturation. Not clipping, not hard clipping, but like saturation clipping. And I have my knee set to, I have the type set to new. I don't want it to be like too colory. Then finally, I have something called Voice of God, which makes me, it's literally a high pass cutoff filter. That's all it is. It's just, I don't know, yeah, anyways. Let me read your stuff. So yeah, I use help with this because I'm using limiter, gain, and threshold, all on OBS filter setting, but it's need that for fan running in the okay. So I actually have a lot of things that I could probably help with. How do you split your audio? Example, Discord audio, Spotify audio, game audio, and then browser audio. I was using Voice Meter for a while. All right, so first, I mean, obviously, it's obvious I'm using a Mac. Are you using a Mac? Because if you're using Windows, I don't know, but I don't think that you even have these problems on Windows. Like some of the problems that you have with Mac OS, like there isn't like, there's built-in audio routing, but there's no built-in way to actually control any of it, which is kind of classic Apple, I guess. But how am I splitting my audio? Well, let's see. I don't know. Yeah. So I have black hole as well, and you can see I'm gonna pull up all of my audio devices. So we're gonna go on a tangent, which I'm fine with. So we'll go into my audio MIDI settings. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. Nope, I didn't. That's right. Okay, so I can share, but like if you're using Windows, it's not gonna apply to you. It won't help you. But maybe if you just are curious to see how Mac OS does audio, then sure, I can go through it if you want. But it's only if you want, because it is tangent. So let me know. I'll be watching for your response. And let me go ahead and get this out the way. Oh, I guess it's just showing more stuff for like some of the things that I didn't read, because I didn't read any of these. I didn't read any instructions. I never do. All right, cool. Well then, let's go through some Mac stuff. All right, so I have a lot of really custom weird stuff going on for the types of work that I need to do. So just keep that in mind. So here are all of the audio devices that are currently on this machine. The one that you are hearing is this Universal Audio Thunderbolt, which itself has these inputs and outputs, which I'm also forwarding system audio to a virtual channel. All right, okay, and this is going to come into effect very soon. If I can find my console, it was somewhere. All right, let's bring this back here. All right, cool. So now I have my console. So what is routing my system audio to a virtual channel in my interface, which you can't see, but it's over here. I'm touching it right now. To my interface. Well, it's so that I can then control the input to my interface as if it were a true, like a true plugged in, like it's truly plugged in. I can control that in this mix. It's being summed, and I have another virtual channel actually here. It's a virtual device that I call Zoom. And what I'm doing with this virtual device is I am going to the summed channel, which is 15 and 16. Specifically, I want these two outputs. The reason behind that is because if I were to change any of these things here, it wouldn't actually affect it, because this is bypassing. All right, so I take that audio and I route it to this output channel. The output channel is this Zoom thing. That's what you're hearing now. Why did I go through all that? Well, it's just so that I can show you this. If I turn this up, you're hearing my audio being turned up. All right, and you even hear it clipping, right? In addition to that, I'm running my audio through EQ. So I have, well, maybe you saw it, like I have some custom EQ going tailored for my voice. And this is custom EQ that's also tailored for my voice, but also tailored to the music in the background that I know that I want to play. So let's turn it off, and you'll hear this is what the music sounds like. And you'll also notice that it may be a little bit harder to hear me because me and the music are competing for bandwidth in the frequency space. All right, so the reason why I have these EQs are to remove the frequencies that are going to compete with my voice, so I can push my music a little bit louder, but I'm still present. This last EQ is removing the boxiness. There's some boxiness that I hear. Maybe you don't hear it, but like I hear it and I hate it. This is removing boxiness, and it's also giving me a little bit more space in my lower timbre of my voice to sit in the mix. So if I turn that on, you should hear that it sounds a little bit more balanced, except maybe it's a little too loud. So I'll just move it back to where I was. So now we're good. All right. So that's just path to you, right? Like that's just a path to you. There's more stuff going on. All right. So I remember you saying black hole. So I'll also have black hole, and you can see I have two instances of it. You can install as many instances of black hole as you like, to be honest. In fact, this loop deck functions very similarly as black hole. The main benefit of this is that I can create devices incredibly quickly, whereas with black hole, I have to go through the install process, and then there's no easy way to interact with it. I had to use Mac OS's BS tool. Well, actually, I don't. I've since went out and purchased tools that allow me to work with audio on a Mac that in a non-sucky way. All right, so you see that I have these two. They're currently off, but typically in the past they would be on. You see here, one is a monitor. I call it monitor for my stream, and then I also have one that's just for streaming. Let's get into that. So I use this tool called Audio Hijack, and I'm not using it now because, well, to be honest, I'm doing everything on my interface. This is an upgraded interface. My previous two UADs were, well, one is my portable one, like for travel, it's the Arrow. It only has a single DSP core. My other one, which is really for the desk, but I've since lent it to my cousin, it's also a single core. So even if I were to like go and be like, hey, I need it back, it wouldn't solve my problem. This new one that I have has a quad core, so I'm able to run all of the DSP that I need on my device. So I really don't have much of a need for this anymore, although I do in other instances. In any case, let's get into this. All of this processing here is being mixed and summed down into this output device black hole, so that I don't know, for whatever reason, if I wanted to, I can turn this particular device on, and then I can go into my recorder, which is also my streaming tool, which is how you're hearing me, and change the audio input to be monitor stream. And then what that will do is take whatever's coming out of this black hole channel, which, you know, is whatever's here, it'll just shove it in, and you know, you'll hear it at that point. And what you'll notice is that I also have some additional processing here. I have even, you know, a scoop. I have a scoop for my voice. I also am running audio through a VST. Technically this is an audio unit, but VST, I think you would know it as that. RC20, and this is a pretty dope tool for adding color as well as distortion and, you know, like sound to your music. A lot of folks, I guess, would use it for stuff like lo-fi, and this is useful for me because, again, I don't want the music to really compete with my voice. I kind of want it to be a very, I don't know, I want it to feel like someone put effort into the sound, and I hope that that's coming through, right? So it didn't get like this on accident. I put effort into it, and what you're hearing, yes, while you see a SM7B microphone, what you're hearing is definitely not that. You're hearing a lot of other things. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful. You know, maybe. Valorant, is that only turning up your music? So no. Well, this is turning up my system audio. So because Spotify is playing through my system's audio, yes, this has the effect of turning up my music. But if I can like play, I don't know, anything on my machine, you would also hear it at that volume. Now, what's both a gift and a curse about this is that at the moment, I'm sending this same mix to my headphones. So let's say, for instance, I want to hear my music louder than you want to hear my music. Well, I can't really do that at the moment because I'm currently busing all of my audio like this. It's being duplicated to every place. And initially I was gonna do something about it, but now I'm just, it's probably for the best. I'm able to somewhat hear the mix, somewhat. I would have to turn my headphones up really, really loud, but then I wouldn't be able to hear myself. I don't know, it's weird. Fortunately, there isn't a delay, which is why I use this tool. If I were to use this right here, there would be a delay between 2 to 4, maybe 6 milliseconds total, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to piss me off, especially when you start to think that I'm also recording separately from a camera. I'm sorry. I have a signal coming from a camera that's coming into my machine being encoded there. And, at 30 frames per second, which I think is what I'm recording at, you divide a second into 30 and it's only a few milliseconds, and you start to see how over time your frames and your audio will get out of sync. And then I say words and I look like I'm in a Kung Fu movie. But that should be fixed now, I think, hopefully. We'll see. I'm gonna watch back later, to be honest, as I typically do. All right, that's enough of that. This I normally don't like to show all of that because most people don't care, it turns out. Real talk. Even this programming stuff that I sometimes do, I'm finding that most people don't care. And here's something interesting that I've noticed, and I hate it. If on my Instagram, for instance, I like to post my photos of photos that I like, and those will get no engagement, literally no engagement. However, when I post pictures of my cars or some of the fancy shit that people, I don't know, bullshit that people like, hundreds of engagements. And it's just I don't know. It's I get the impression that people like nice things, but then when I want to show what you can do to acquire nice shit, no one takes any interest in it. It's kind of disheartening, to be honest, because it's just I'm good. I'm good. I'm literally good. And I would like more people to obtain, I don't know, generational wealth, but I don't know. It's weird. Sounds great. I appreciate it. That's good. I put effort into it. I had the VST plugin, but upgraded PC and haven't downloaded anything yet. Man, I swear as I get older, I hate updating shit. It's the worst because when your workflows are working and you're able to be productive, you don't want to go and ruin that. And for me, my biggest one is operating systems. So I hate upgrading operating systems because I do a lot of stuff on my machine and I have a lot of things, it's a lot of custom stuff here. It took me months to get this dialed in. And new OS is coming out soon, and I am a developer and I use this machine for work as well. So it's just all right, there's going to be a point in time when I'm going to be forced to upgrade, probably spring of next year, because I need to accomplish something for work that I can no longer accomplish because Apple's done some fuckery and remove functionality that I need in order to do something new. Oh, I'm surprised that you heard my audio. Were you on Discovery? Because I think that Twitch has since started doing pre-roll ads. So I kind of have been under the impression that no one watches on Twitch anymore. Which is yeah. When I look on Twitch, it's basically been dead. Even though I was doing I was doing a lot of streaming for a decent amount of time, My engagement on Twitch is basically nothing. They don't give me any recommendations. When I did hit affiliate, like I didn't get anything special or anything worth it. And yeah, they just don't recommend you. And their ads are trash. So I'm saying I'm focusing on YouTube. And what I mean by that is that I'm no longer limiting what I do based on Twitch, which is what I used to do. So in the past, I only streamed in 1080p. And yeah, I only streamed in 1080p because that's what Twitch wanted. But now I'm streaming in 1440p. It's also because Twitch allows it, but like, it's because that's actually, I think, a better experience for most people who are viewing my content, because it's a lot of text. And if you watch it in 1080p, it's a little bit harder to read on a smaller screen. Unfortunately, I can't stream in 4K to Twitch. I still want to hit people who are into Twitch. I can stream to 4K on YouTube, which is pretty dope. Unfortunately, Twitch, not so dope. Like Twitch, I think it's just the content. What do you mean you think it's the content? The software development channels are usually yeah. I see that. Like I noticed what's high actually. Like if I was if I were a different gender and looked a certain kind of way and dressed a little bit more revealingly, then I'm pretty sure I would have tens of thousands of engagements. But because I'm a man with something to offer, like with actual talent and skills, then obviously no one gives a fuck. I see how it works. I understand. It's okay. It's fine. It's funny because I have the things that those people are after, so it's all right. It's fine. What's I'm gonna have to Valorant? Oh, games. Oh yeah. This is a game. I'm sure this Mac can play. Like, the only reason why I would play a game now, well, there are a few games that I do play. A few. And when I say a few, I really mean 3. But like, at this point, the only reason why I would be interested to play a game on this Mac is just because the game it's because it can be played on this Mac. And I would just want to see what the frame rate could be. And then I would probably get bored after about 2 or 3 minutes. It's hard to, like, video games, they don't keep my attention. Like, I just don't, I don't know. I don't get anything from it. I don't enjoy them. I prefer actual life. My life is better than a video game, so I guess I have that. Free competitive FPS game. Nah. So I'm a true competitive person though, and like, to me, if we're going to compete, we're going to compete in the real world. Like, obviously right now people can beat me. Like, I can't hoop anymore. I'm not good at that. People can probably outlift me at the moment. Maybe give me a few months where it's like, just get back. But it's like, I'll compete that way, where it's like real skill, something useful, something that can be harnessed in the world. Not like, the only thing you're gonna do with video gaming is thumb thugging, maybe, get really fast. You type some BS Twitter messages extra fast. I don't know, that's about the most you're gonna do. But no disrespect to the folks who like playing games. Like, it's not for me. Although there was a point when I did play Forza, but that was mostly as initially I bought a whole sim rig. It's actually is in there. I need to get rid of it. It's just taking up space. I bought a whole sim rig so that I can, like, during COVID, when the track, like, I couldn't go to the track, because I used to go to the track very often. It, like, instead of like hiring a coach and taking my car and doing track days, which it's $3 to $5 grand every track day, I bought this rig. And my thought process was like, oh, I can save money by doing my just doing like track sessions on my sim. But it's not the same. It's just not the same. So not for me. Oh yeah. Oh, you've noticed that. How? Oh wow, you've noticed that I have color grading. Interesting. Yes, you're right. I also have an ND filter on my thing. A mist ND filter, not just a regular ND filter, but a mist one. So the whole point is to dirty up my image. I don't want it to be too clean. Too clean is bad, I think. Oh, dude, I have an A7S III as well. I'm not on what you're seeing is not my A7S III though. My A7S III is over there. Here, let me do this. Get my camera out. It's over there. You can't see it. I just wasted your time. My bad. You can't even see it, but it's over there. I have my. Well, if you're in the camera gear, shit, I'm gonna go get it. It sounds like you're in the camera shit. I have a lot of cameras and a lot of camera gear. It's a hobby. Pulling it off the tripod. Yeah, this is my little thing. It's not fully rigged out because it's on a tripod right now. It doesn't need to be, but yeah. Oh wow, I just realized I'm extra bright. Turn my lights down. Yeah, so I'm actually this allows me to shoot in ProRes RAW. So that's what I do. I'm shooting in ProRes RAW. If you're interested in like the look, the camera that I'm on right now is also Sony, so you can achieve something very similar. In fact, I can show you what different looks look like that I have, some of which I've done some work to. I'll do that in a moment if you're interested. But just so you know, this is using the... Okay, so I'm recording, or not recording, but like I'm outputting that 422 10-bit. So the encoder that I have, it can also accept 10-bit 422, so we're good there. This 30p, and this is using the encoder, so this is being encoded as H.264, even though it's not being recorded. Gosh, I think the gamma is S-Log3, and the color profile is Cine. You know what? I can just look. Oh, you know what? I can look on it. I forgot. I have it on both my cameras. They're both configured the same. So let's see. Okay, well, my other camera is dead, and it'll be too much effort to go to like, you know, look on it here. But it's the one that's like Cine, like the something Cine, that color profile. And the camera lens, I don't know if you care, all this is on my my link tree, by the way. If you go to like my gear, you can see it there. But no, it's not Cine 4. It's not that. It's not Cine 4. Here, let me see. It's sgamut3.cine for the color mode. Yeah, sgamut.cine. And the detail, which I don't know why they call it detail. If you go down like to the second page or the third page, I turned that down to -7. That's the camera's in body, what do you call it, sharpening. So it does the sharpening and before it like sends it out. I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't really like a sharp image. It's like if you get a 4K camera. No, I don't really like that sharp of an image. So yeah, I turn the detail down and then I lock my white balance to 5600 Kelvin. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I can control the color temperature of my lights, like literally all the lights here. So yeah, these lights are actually tuned to 5600 Kelvin, and so white balance I don't really have to worry about. The color shift that you're seeing, you don't notice you're seeing it, but like there is a color shift, is due to my VND filter, which isn't as neutral density as I would like it to be. Are you using Camlink with this? No, I'm not. I'm using the Elgato HD60X, which is okay. It does the job. It does the job. Some of the things that I wish it had was like a pad or a switch on the device for me to turn my camera feed off without having to turn off my camera. The Rode, I think Rode has a device that does this, and it has some touch pads on it that allow you to assign like notes or samples or whatever you want to them that can be played through. Obviously, it's not obvious to you. I can do this with my current recorder as well, but I would have to invest in maybe another Stream Deck because the current one that I have is maybe a little bit too small for me, and I'm not about to pay them a monthly fee to be able to use the app on my iPad, which is just silly to me. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I was supposed to show you what do you call this thing? The different LUTs or whatever I have. So no, I can't use a numpad. I'm on a 10 keyless keyboard. And yes, I do have keyboards back there with keys. And no, I'm not going to use them. In fact, I have two keyboards. One that has the Touch ID, which will actually improve my life, on top of the number pad. And no, I'm not going to use the Apple keyboard, but like, can't do it. Not about to do it. I'm very much a 10 keyless kind of person. And I don't see that changing. Like I float back and forth. Like I'll use those I'll use those keyboards if I got to do Excel shit, but I haven't done any modeling in years, like at least 2 years. I don't really do financial modeling that much anymore, but maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future, you never know. But I have those keyboards for that because I prefer 10 key for that, and I don't like the separate 10 key keyboard that people are like, oh, you just do that. It's like, no, either it's attached to the keyboard that I'm typing on, or I don't want it. It's, you know, either I want it, or I either want it there all the way, or I don't want it at all. All right, let's do some playing around. Let's go back to here. Oh, and it's a little bright mainly because I have my monitor light on. So now the lighting is now just my lights. So we'll turn them up. Oh wait, I forgot. I can just I have my ND stopped down, so let's just turn down my lights again. I don't need them that bright. So I'm at the God mode ISO on the Sony's 12,800. I only do 640 or 12,800. I find that it's probably the best look at either of those two. Plus for RAW, like I kind of have to. Anyway, all right, so you're seeing me, hopefully. I think I'm looking at my iPad. That's why I'm looking down to make sure I'm not overexposed. All right, I look like, all right, I think I'm exposed properly. So let's do some playing around. Let's come to the camera settings. Okay. So just make sure. All right. So this is I'm about to switch. Oh shit. I gotta find my LUTs. Give me a second. I know I moved them. I'm pretty sure I moved them. iCloud Drive. Oh, perfect. Oh, thank God. For once in my life, I've done something where it's not trash. All right, anyway. All right, so here is another LUT. So you can see here, this is faded. This is meant to emulate my Fuji. It's not Eterna. I would love Eterna. Although I have, what do you call that software? Shit, what do you call it? Is it Neat Video? No, it's not Neat Video. I forget what it is, but it allows you to do film emulation. So I can emulate Eterna so long as I record in the correct, gamma and all that. Like I can get it to look like Eterna, which is by far my favorite. I love Eterna. I'm a Fuji shooter, just FYI. Like even though I have these two Sonys, I have the what you're looking at is A7 IV. My main photography camera is actually X100V. And I had an XT5 for a little bit, but I was just like, it's a little too heavy. DaVinci Resolve. No, I use Final Cut Pro. Oh yeah, I think you're thinking of Rec 709. That's the color space, by the way. Rec 709 is your color space. So all of this, even though it's like coming out of my camera as not Rec 709, it's being delivered to you in Rec 709. So it should look okay. I actually had to think about that because my machine, like my monitor is HDR, and the thing that I'm showing you typically is my monitor. So it was, I had to think about like tone mapping. Does it like, is this white text even going to appear on other people's screens? Because it could be too bright, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the Fuji one. I have one that's really blue or really cool if you want to be like cool and warm. There you go. So it's a little bit, it doesn't really work for this color temperature, at least I don't think. But I'm a big fan, or not fan, I should say I'm a believer. And if you're going to create a LUT or any type of look, it should really depend on the light. And like, you should think about those two things. I wouldn't use this for this particular lighting. Here's another one. This is one that I downloaded from, it was free. This is Mad Max. So this one doesn't work with this type of lighting. It works outside though. It's pretty dope. And I have another one that I downloaded. This one is called Moonrise. Can you guess what it's from? Probably not. Probably not. But the name of it is called Moonrise Kingdom, if you're into that. All right. And then here's another one. Again, the lighting, this doesn't work for this lighting. And yeah, I can't fix it here, but you can kind of get a look for it. So we're gonna go back to where I was on, which is here. And what I can do is I can warm it up a little bit. So I actually do make these changes. I kind of reset everything before showing this. You can't see these things. Like even if I bring it to my main screen, you won't be able to see it. So that's why I'm not showing it right now. I do see some magenta, so I'm correcting things. Give me a second. I'm looking at myself. I don't know if you see the magenta color cast. It's being added by my filter, so I'm just adding a little bit of green to kind of offset it. And I'm increasing my gamma because I want to add more contrast. So you see here, I can add, like, make it really contrasty. So it's going to increase my gamma. All right, cool. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Unless you have other shit you want to see. Yeah, that's the other thing is that like to get things to work with my skin tone is also a challenge because like remember like all of these things depend on the light, and if you're dark, light is drastically different depending on what environment you're in. So when I'm outside, I'm well lit, I look okay, but when I'm not well lit, I actually look like I'm very dark. You can't well, maybe you can tell this, I'm not actually very dark, but I can appear very dark because I do have melanin in my skin. Ah, man, this is a mess. All I was trying to do was get my little thing to show, and it doesn't show. And I don't know if it's because these instructions are just wrong and maybe they're out of date, or if it's because I've done something. I can't think of what it is that I may have done though. I haven't done much. So Square Mo, are you into like, what do you do? Are you a musician, or are you in like videography? Because I saw you mention DaVinci, so are you like a editor or like a cinematographer? Oh, you're a developer advocate? And if so, who do you work for? And how long have you been doing it? I'm new to it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not new in like the truest sense of the word, but I've only been doing it for about 2.5 years. So I'm new in that regard. Oh. Well, are you a programmer? Do you like this? I imagine that's how you came across me, maybe. And if you came across because you're like, oh, he's about to be doing some music, I apologize. Not today. I can do music, although I haven't done music for others in over a decade. Ah, photography. Oh yeah, I'm into photography. Let me see something. Oh well, here's I don't know. It's a random photo. It's a random photo. So I go to Carmel every year for Monterey Car Week, because I used to be really in, like, I'm probably not gonna go this year. I may have gotten cars out of my system, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, it depends, like, we'll see. But anyways, dope. This was an amazing photo to me. There's some more things that I want to do to it to make it like feel like 80s. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm getting there. I don't know why this is on my desktop though. This is the only photo it's literally the only photo that's on my desktop. I have 3 folders, 1 hard drive, and a Final Cut Pro project. Oh, and like 2 files, like a gradient, a Python file, like, you know, it's gotta have some code. And for some reason, a package lock file. I don't know why. Sure. Oh, and no modules. Oh, look at that. No modules. 100 megabytes worth. Let's delete all of that. I don't want any of that on my machine. At least not here. We'll delete all of that. Cool. Sorry about that. Let's see. I used to be really into photography. I got into programming during the pandemic. I had a friend teach me via Discord. Oh, that's dope. I have someone who's trying to learn to code. Like, perhaps, I don't know, if you're in part of like a community or a group or whatever, and refer him to you, or I don't know. Like, I think it goes better when you have other people around. And that's everything, not just coding. Like, this is everything. What do you do now? Are you a like software developer now? Under dev. Let's see. Is it this? I'm just send it to him. Figure out what to do with it. Oh, that's cool. This was up. I was an engineer for, I don't know, 12 or 13 years, maybe. I don't know. For a while. For long enough. How about that? I was an engineer long enough. I also worked in data. Like, I started out in business intelligence, then went more into the higher levels of data. So machine learning. Well, initially it started off with predictions, like just analytics, you know, for your business intelligence, and then predictive analytics at that point, and then machine learning, and then touched in a little bit of AI, not professionally, but for my graduate studies. I stopped at machine learning for my professional stuff. Yeah. Did DBA stuff for a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah, I sent him. I told him he can. All right, cool. So maybe he'll do it. Hopefully, even if he doesn't, like, he has something that most people don't have access to. Like, a lot of people, they want to learn how to code, but then they run into a problem, which is they don't know anyone who does. And if they do know someone who does, like, well, you've been in this long enough to now understand that there's levels to this. Like, there's really levels to this. It's unlikely that you will ever run into a top tier engineer. It's unlikely. For one, or for starters, I think there are only 30 million developers on Earth. And I think that's including IT folks. So, you know, you have a planet of almost 9 billion people, and you have 30 million people who build software. And then within there, it's intensely stratified, like the skill level, right? Where it's like over half of all engineers are relatively junior, right? Like, you know, the older engineers have 40 to 50 years of experience, whereas most newer engineers have under 10. I would not even say most newer engineers. I would say probably most engineers have under 10 years of experience. Obviously, don't quote me on that. Like, I can, we could turn this into a, into like, is this actually accurate? Because I don't know. Let's see, chart. I probably shouldn't try to figure this shit out right now. It's not that important, but I am a bit interested. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do work. Yeah, I will have to actually do work because it's not just in one table. But I am gonna look at one of these things. So let's look at employment, all employees. Wait, I thought I said the information sector. Why the hell is this showing me? It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. We can learn something from here. Let's see here. No, I can't learn anything from here. I will learn nothing from this data. All right, I'm not gonna go down this path. I'm sorry. I get easily distracted by interesting things. I'll just put this on my list of things to explore later because now I'm interested. All right, I'm done now. Let me go back before I get stuck again. So I can't see that. It just shows up as stars. I don't think you can send links in Twitch. He's like, I found enough bugs. No, you haven't found enough. You think you have. You have orders of magnitude more bugs to find and produce. No. Maybe you'll get so lucky to where you will fix your own bug 3 years after you introduced it. That's how you know you've made it as an engineer. Yeah, I'm actually interested in this now, but I'm gonna close this because I will keep thinking about it, and I will eventually get sucked into doing some other shit. But yeah, man, I like photography as well. It's interesting because I prefer photography. Well, no, that's a lie. I prefer video, like video, but I prefer the process of photography more. I hope that makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense, I know, but just pretend that it does. I got some I don't know, I think they're bangers. Some prints that I need to get done. Let me go to my NAS right quick. Is it photos? No. I could have swore I had a place for prints. Maybe I don't. This. Alright, let's just look for prints. Oh, here we are. Alright, I have no idea where this folder is. Where's this at? Oh, okay, it's here. Sure, alright. Yeah, so I'll show a few of my photos that I am planning to have printed. So here's one. This, I want to say it's in Chiang Mai, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. The colors are dope, the turquoise. And this is definitely Chiang Mai. The power lines, you see them everywhere. Like they're just, it's fucking dope. Oh, you also see the cameras, the Chinese technology just spying on you. I don't know why this is here. I don't intend to print this. I'm gonna delete that. I don't intend to print that. This one, I won't print this one, but I have another one which I would have to go into Lightroom to show, where it's a different perspective. No, that's a lie. It's a different composition. And the same guy is walking, but the composition does a better job of showing just how big this building is, as well as it gives you a little bit of establishing context as to what's around that this one doesn't give you. This one, maybe, I don't know. I probably won't print it, but maybe I will. We'll see. It's the North Korean tower, not North Korean tower, the KTV, the South Korean television station tower. This, I don't plan to print this. I'm not even sure why this is here. Yeah, I don't know why this is here. I'm not printing that. Oh, wait, what? All right, yeah, this is kind of cool. What's cool about this, other than the fact that you have Konica here, I don't know if you're into that. If you're into like old well, not old, but like photography stuff that is no longer available in America, like that vintage Japanese stuff is here in Taiwan. So I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, let me take a picture. And it just so happened I also have this other stuff. So you have like the QR code, which actually works, by the way. The fact that there's Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. Just taking on an iPhone, actually, which is why everything is in focus. This was dope. I was literally just walking, and happened to come across this shadow right here in that 3. So I ran back and quickly took it. And if you look past it, you'll see that it's just a pharmacy. It's just medicine and shit. And I don't know why this is here. I don't plan to print this, but it's a view of Taipei 101 from my hotel room at the W when I was there a couple months ago. Yeah, let me delete that. I don't even know why that's there. So those are the ones that I need to get printed soon. Like, there are a few more that I want to make before the end of the year. And part of that is based on my travel. So I have to go somewhere. I actually had a flight booked to Athens, Greece for August 16th. I ended up canceling it after I discovered that it's 102 degrees there in the summer. I was just like, hell no. Absolutely no. Like, no way in hell. Nah. Would you mind messaging me on IG, like just if you're following, or I don't even know if you have to follow me. I think I'm public. You just DM me your stuff. My phone is over there. It's like it doesn't seem as far, but it's a bit of a walk. Bit of a walk to go get the phone. Yeah. Just message me and I can follow you that way. Go look at your stuff. All right, so I don't think I need this anymore, this Xcode crap. So for some reason, it's not giving me this package icon, which I expect to get the package icon because these have the package icons. So, wait, what? Oh, okay, all right, I'm tripping. Okay, I'm like, wait, why am I seeing? Okay. Yeah, so this isn't doing what I would expect it to do. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Move it to the trash. All right, GraphQL, GitHub API, GitHub profile. These are my views. Oh, I guess I can show the app. It doesn't do anything. Book trip to Banff, Canada? Banff. I think I've heard of that place. Alberta. It's probably warm there right now too, so I can definitely go. Fairmont. Wait, I can't stay at the Fairmont. That's not a. It needs to be a Bonvoy. I'm one of those. Okay, Banff. Huh? I mean, what would I do here though? Like, what do you do here? I don't know. I don't like the room. Like, yeah, I don't want a home. Like, okay, so my options are I stay at the Fairmont and getting absolutely nothing for it. And they just get free money from me without anything in return. I wonder if I would even want to stay at this hotel. Let's see. Photos. Sure. All right. Yeah, I can spend a week here, I suppose. But like, what do you do? The food looks like the food I have here. Now imagine the people look like the people I have here. That's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's one option, the Fairmont. Are there like any other like better places to stay? Oh, it's that kind of stuff. I'm not really into all that. Like, especially, I like hiking. In quotes. I'm from Houston, bro. Like, I like hiking to a point. And when I say hiking, I really just mean walking. I enjoy walking. Well, if you're into that kind of shit, I actually just came from doing something. If you're into that, let's see. Let's see here. How do I see like locations? Places? Oh yeah, here we are. Cool. Yeah, so I was just in a place like that with like a bunch of like trees and mountains and shit. Outdoor stuff. I imagine it's this. You know, like I did a trail. In fact, one of these is actually kind of dope. Let's see. Well, this is the lake. Like as you walk out, maybe it'll render properly. It may not because this is HDR. We'll see. I'm looking on my iPad right now. Even though my iPad is HDR, YouTube is not doing this in HDR. Yeah, it's blown out. Unfortunately, you won't get to see the beauty of this, but believe me, it is beautiful. You just won't see any of it. Actually, let's see. I can maybe show the waterfall, maybe, but yeah, it'll probably also be overblown for you. Yeah, it's gonna be overblown for you. It looks perfect to me though. Anyway, yeah. So I was in a place like that. That was cool. I've really kind of had my mindset on seeing those ancient Greek ruins. I've seen some of them when I was in Tunisia or Tunis, or Tunisia technically. In fact, I may actually have photos from my iPhone from that. So I use photos for my iPhone photos, if that's not obvious by now. Let's see here. Yeah. So, no, this was kind of dope. Although, unfortunately, I like all of the ruins and all that kind of stuff that I shot. That was on my camera, like my real camera. So they won't show up here, unfortunately. That's one of the bad. Well, it's not really a bad thing, but like only Apple does this kind of stuff. So I can only see where I'm taking photos with my iPhone, unfortunately. All right, yeah. Yeah, so Banff, whatever. That could be a potential, maybe. I can't say yes or no for sure at the moment. Hoping that maybe it'll just show me the GitHub stuff this time. GitHub. No. Oh my gosh. It's in the metadata. No, it's not. I'm not talking about. I know what you're talking about. The GPS is embedded, but that's only if your camera has a GPS. My actual cameras don't have GPS embedded. Neither does yours, unless you connect it to the Sony app or the Fuji app and have it connected while you're shooting. And I'm not sure if you've ever tried to connect your camera to your phone, but it's a miserable experience. So I don't do it. So for me, it's not even an option. Wait, does this? Yeah. Wait, what? Are they literally saying to quit? Wait. If that, oh man, I don't know what I'll do. If that's what fixes this issue, delete that. We don't need any of this for now. This right here is technically wrong, so I'm just going to comment it out for now. And what is it saying it can't find? Couldn't load project at user ch profile build checkouts. Okay, I don't know if I care right now. I'll go ahead and quit it and reopen. Let's see what happens. As usual, I have no recent projects, even though fuck Xcode. I freaking hate this program. All right, we're gonna go to GH profile. I don't even know why this is named this, to be honest. Okay, I've now restarted the thing. Let's see what happens. Oh, oh my gosh. Wow. If this next part works, I have no words. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's back up. I basically gave up and stopped working on this earlier today because I got blocked by this thing. I couldn't import my module, my package, whatever. Even after I created it, I couldn't do it. It was showing up as that folder. And the solution was to quit Xcode and relaunch it. That was the solution to this problem. Was to quit Xcode and relaunch it. Oh my gosh. At least it's saying no such module. Like, it popped up. All right, I'm happy about that. It didn't even pop up last time. So maybe this module doesn't exist. Maybe. Wait, did it just it's just not gonna add the thing that do I need to quit? And okay, all right. Maybe this is now my new my new strategy. I'm gonna just quit Xcode anytime anything happens, because I now can't trust if it's me or if it's just Xcode being stupid. All right, I still don't see my API, so I gotta add it, which I thought I did. Add files, okay, yeah, do that. And then that, yeah, okay, I wanna do that. Yeah, and just create the folder, yeah, just. No, all right, yeah, don't wanna do it, that's fine. It's cool. We have other ways of accomplishing this though, so we'll use another method, I think, maybe, hopefully. There we are, look at that. So what I'll do is I'll just drag this into here, like, okay, maybe not. Okay. Maybe, no, okay. Is something the matter? Like, what's going on? Why can't I, wait, what the fuck? Is it just this folder, this specific folder that I can't add? Look at that. I can do that, but I can't do this one. I can put the source, but I can't. What the fuck? All right, so I'm gonna inspect this file here. I guess I can open it in VS Code. Where did it get GitHub from? It got GitHub from somewhere. Like, I didn't type that. I remember it auto-completing. So, is this another Xcode bug? Now I'm just gonna like restart Xcode every time. It's just like, okay, is this Xcode or is it really broke? Do I need to build or is it really broke? Sometimes like Xcode bugs will go away when you build, which is just like, I don't know, kind of insane. All right, so I still don't see the API here. Even though I've added it, like I still should be able to add the folder. I thought maybe not. All right, so let's just build this. Okay, so it really doesn't exist, okay. And it's telling me that there's no such module called GitHub API. But then I have this whole thing here, which is literally the thing that it's telling me does not exist. It's here. I see it. I'm looking at it. GitHub API. Spelled the same way too. The other thing that I would like to see. Oh wait, why am I doing this? I don't think I want to do that. That environment or something like that. Object. This is going to be the view model. What did I just do? What just happened? Alright, so this is gonna be observable. Observed object. Or is it an observable object? I don't remember. Is it that? Maybe? I don't know. It does need to be a var. And eventually this won't take a view model like so. It would be given to it. But you gotta figure out why I can't import this GitHub API. I wouldn't import it here anyways. So we can remove it here. Move on, move that, and I think that this was in the user. It was in a view model, I think. I need to have this. Yeah, user view model. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I won't import that. I'll import the GraphQL or GitHub. Okay, which didn't exist yet. Interesting. Add files. We'll try this again. I would like to add this particular thing here. Nothing. Is it because I've added it as a package? Because I do notice that whenever I select this this GitHub API, notice that right now my selection is GH profile, but when I click add, okay, never mind. Last time I thought it went to here, but maybe that's what I had selected last time. Oh, I wonder if I don't really need to add it. Let's see if I will at least see the framework, which is what I didn't see last time. So will I at least see GitHub? Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That explains why I didn't see GitHub, but I saw it pop up. I did not type it, I swear. I never type anything. So I'm pretty sure that was auto-completed like it was last time. Anyways, it's happy. Does it build? It does. Okay, even with the new generated code. Okay. Let's undo this. This is progress. All right, so we're gonna say let a equal, what is it? Fetch. Oh, look at that, it pops up. Look at that, perfect. And it looks like my hunch was correct. It is exactly like I thought it would be. We're gonna call this fetch last commit for repos. We'll make this bigger. The reason why I'm doing that is just so that I can make this a little bit shorter. All right, and this is going to be called last commits for repos. Okay. All right. Well, I don't actually know what the shape of the data looks like. That's why I don't have a type for it yet. So let's just, I need to call this somewhere. So I think a good place to call this, wait, hold on, Apollo client. Okay. Yeah, I think a good place to call this is in the user profile view. Let's get the preview up. Okay, cool. So I want to add a button. I forgot how you collapse. How you collapse? No. Close. Fuck. Fuck it. All right, I will figure it out later. I forgot how you do it, but like, there's some way where you can like collapse these to make it easier to like work with. Actually, wait. I think I remember. No, it's not that. Is it like? No, definitely not that. Is it I? Nope. Fuck it. All right, it's fine. I will just do this the hard way. So in my VStack here, I'm going to add a button. Wait, where's my VStack ends? Here. Okay. So let's do a button. And let's make the title oh, like do the thing. Do the thing. All right. And the thing that it's going to do is call on the view model the fetch last commits for repos. Like so. All right. And style. We're gonna do a bordered prominent button. Okay. So let's do the thing. I'm expecting to see. Oh wait, no, it's not gonna do it here. I have to start it up. So let's start this in a simulator. Yep, good. Move this to the side. All right, so now we got a little iPhone action going on. Maybe. Or not. One thing that I need to fix, and I don't know if that's what this is, but we'll talk about it while we wait. I think, yeah, this is actually the thing that I think it is causing the issue. So let's get rid of these. Delete breakpoint. Delete breakpoint. Okay, cool. So I gotta, I don't know if this is the reason, but the view model, I'm not passing it in the way that I think I should be passing it in. So if we come to the app, you see here how I'm passing it in. That's like this user profile view, whatever. I don't think I want to do it that way. I think what I would prefer to do, or what I probably should do, is do this environment thing right here, this environment object, and then you can supply the object in question. So in this case, it's the view model, and I shouldn't have to do this, right? Like, but I think it'll fail at the moment if I don't do it. I don't know how to make it work. Like, do I put like the $sign thing here? I've seen that in other places. I don't know. I doubt it, but I got to figure out how to address that. But for now, I'm going to leave it. And let's do the thing. Do the thing. Does anything happen? Yeah, this is definitely all output. Huh. Let's not show that right now. Yeah, and I'm definitely calling it. I definitely did something. Okay, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. because I'm assuming that it just returns. Because yeah, that's what I'm doing here, right? So let's throw a breakpoint here. Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. All right, whatever. Okay. Do the thing. Okay, it gets here. Okay. See what's, oh, failure. Oh, look at that. Invalid response code. What are we getting? Okay. Can I just like inspect this whole thing? No. All right, so I need to inspect that whole thing. Oh, wait, here it is. All right, what's wrong? What's wrong? I hope it's an issue that I expect it to be. Where is the 40? Yes, 401 headers. Okay. Is there an error? Is it? Oh, it just, okay. I guess it just outputted that. There should still be a message. Like there should still be a response from the server. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna just say wishful thinking. All right, whatever. So, I think that this has something to do with the API client here, not having headers set up or something like that. I don't know. So let's do some header work. Or let's see if I can do some header work. So in here, let's grab our Apollo client and let's see if there's some way for me to pass in headers. Okay, no, I can't do it there. Can I? Let's do it here. So it takes a query, cache policy, context identifier, queue, a request handler. Okay. This query object here. Is there anything else I can put on this query? On this fetch? So like, is there a second one? Fetch last. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Here. I know what the issue is. I'm just trying to figure out how to solve it. I need to somehow get request headers. Wait, what the hell just happened? Like, wait, what? Yeah, I need to figure out how to get headers into here somehow. So maybe there is another option here where I can put headers. No? Of course it's not. Oh wait, I can build it. Maybe, hopefully. Let's see. Open build documentation. Okay. No, that was okay. Sure. Oh wait, maybe the Apollo client will be in here. Let's see. Oh, look at, oh, it is in here. Okay, all right, fine. Okay, so the Apollo client, okay, it's just in the init with a URL, so I can't do it here. The Apollo client is going to give me an Apollo client, default implementation. Wait, does this not implement a protocol? Oh yeah, it does. Apollo client protocol, perfect. So what can I do here? There's a store, okay. Clearing cache, I can fetch, I can perform some mutation, okay. Subscribe, upload, or watch, okay. GraphQL result, cache problem. None of these are what I need. I need a way to say, hey, use these headers. So in this one over here, I can easily just add it to the request. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go to Google for this one. So we're gonna do Apollo iOS request headers. Maybe. I love this answer. You'll want to create a custom interceptor to do this. No, the fuck I don't. I don't want to create a custom anything to do anything. I just want the thing. Just give me a fucking method that's like add headers. Add header. And it's like a key value. No one wants to do this. But sure, I'm gonna keep reading. Creating the client. Okay. All right. Yeah. Since operations are typed, okay. I love no response. This is kind of passive aggressive though. You shouldn't say it would be nice. Just say do this. That's what I was. Be like, do this because of these reasons. It may come off as mean. I don't care. And the sample doesn't work. That's awesome. The links are broken. Oh, but here we go. Look at that. Okay. Except this is for React. I wonder if they have this as part of advanced network, or maybe not. Let's see. Off. Nope. Okay. Is that advanced? Yeah, intercept. Oh my gosh. Oh man, it really is a thing. I am actually gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to do work. My gosh. Here's an interceptor though. Okay, so let's see. User management. Okay. So Apollo intercept. Okay, so there's at least a protocol that I can just implement. Okay. Get a user error. No user logged in. Which I guess this would just be an auth error, I suppose. All right, helper function. You know what? Maybe I can have ChatGPT do that for me. That is what this is. That's what this is meant to be. I'm not supposed to do any thinking. ChatGPT is my brain from here on out. That's what it was meant to be. So let's come back into here. All right. I need a custom interceptor. GraphQL, Apollo. Interceptor. So I can add auth headers to the request before the request is made. All right, let's see if there is an API for adding this interceptor thing. I think that will go in here. Yeah. So let's see if there's some type of API. So the Apollo client is already created and it's going to have some things on it, right? So it has to store all these things. Now I saw that there was this thing right here, this provider, which isn't here. So I'm wondering if, no, there isn't. There is actually no API to do that. Okay, so there must be some other way to do this. Which is here. Alright, let's see. Alright, how do I use it though? That's the question. Oh wow, damn it, I will have to do this. Shit. I don't want to have to do it this way. Alright, so I had to construct the client myself. Oh my gosh, this is a bit much. I'm looking to see where this whatever thing is, this network thing, where is that coming from? Built-in interceptors. Okay. Yeah, this network fetch interceptor. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I need to do that. Or maybe I do. No, that's just a URL. Never mind. All right. So yeah, I still need to figure out a way to get this network interceptor provider. Like, where is that coming from? Oh, okay. So I had to create that myself. Okay, fine. What did the user management one do? So this thing right here is getting the request. So it looks like as long as I can get access to the request, I can just add it. Wait, what? No, that's not what I want. URL, just a string. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, I understand what happened. What's happening here? So I want this to return an Apollo client. All right. I thought I could use inference, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay. I'm just checking over this just to make sure things are okay. All right, well, sure, let's see what happens. All right, so now I'm gonna call my build Apollo client instead of this right here. I'm gonna give it the URL as a regular string, which is just URL, like so. But I'm gonna just do this because I should only be using this in one place. I want to prevent it from being used in more than one place. Wait a minute. API GitHub.com users. Oh, okay, all right. So, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna keep it for now. So I have a URL and then the string. All right, Apollo client. So I think it should be going through this interceptor now. So I need to create a new interceptor. that can do some things. So I guess I'll just, oh wait, no, there was one for like auth. This, oh actually no, this is it. I think this is it. Let's see, add token and proceed. Helper function to add the token and move on. That's really all I need to do right there. And then I guess this interceptor is the protocol that I have to implement. Okay, this is straightforward, I think. Famous last words. So let's create an interceptor. And I'm gonna just do it all in the same file. And maybe I'll do that just to make it a little bit, I don't know. Okay, I need to create the add auth interceptor. I don't know. What are they calling theirs? The user management. I don't know. We'll call it the auth interceptor. So we'll say class auth interceptor. Is it E or O? Oh, okay. And this is going to implement a, what is it? Interceptor? Apollo interceptor. Okay. Apollo interceptor. Okay, cool. And let's see if this can help me a little bit. Yes, add stubs. And the only stub is this intercept async. Okay. All right, sure. Hopefully I don't need to put this inside of a do or anything, because I'm only doing one thing. It's pretty simple. I'm going to grab this request. I think, can I do that? I should be able to do that. Yeah, request dot add header, and the header name is authorization, and the value is going to be bearer, and the token. For now, I don't have a token, so I'm gonna just hard code it somewhere right here. And I had this token somewhere. Yeah, here we are. This token right here. Just dump that like so. Yeah, we're just gonna throw that token on there, and I want to say that should be it. All right, and then, oh, okay, cool. And then I'll just call this chain dot proceed async, and then I give it the request, the response, and the completion. I guess like that. Yeah, looks that. Yeah, I guess that's it. And yeah, that's it. That's literally all I have to do, I think, hopefully. So well, that's not all I have to do, but it's mostly all I have to do. So now I'm going to add this auth interceptor, and I want to add this to the here. I don't know. I guess I don't know if the order matters here. Does this need a store at all? Expected. Okay. So I guess it doesn't need anything to work. Cool. It's a lot of code. I wonder if like it was just like one line of code that I needed to do, and I just wasted my time doing this. But let's see what's going on. We'll rebuild the app. All right, and we'll do the thing or not. That took a long time. Should probably do this as a task. Look at that. Data. It works. I think we'll see. Does it work? Key user value. All right, let's just finish that up so we can see it. This looks like it could be right. Maybe. Let's, instead of just printing data, because data is typed now, let's get some things out of here. So user flat map transform user wait, what? Cannot find type U. What the hell? All right. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get a user. Okay. All right. Cool. So let's take in a closure. What I'll get back is we can do 0 dot repositories dot. Actually, is that what I want to do? I forgot what my result looks like. It's been a while. Let's go back to GitHub to let's set this off today. We'll go to docs.github. Maybe. Explore. Yep. All right. So I want to take that. Oh, I can't. Okay, sure. Let's just do that then. Oh, wait a minute. No, I actually don't want all of that. I only want this inner portion because it's I parameterized it for no purposes, but I don't need to do that anymore. All right, let's see what this result set looks like. We get back data, user, repositories. Oh man, it's not in. Oh man, it's not in the format that I was hoping. So I'm gonna have to flat map. Hold on. So flat map. Damn. Okay. Okay, or at least 2. Let's see what we can get accomplished here. So I'm just going to print out repositories and let's grab the, not node, is it nodes? No, it's not nodes. Or no, maybe it is it no, maybe it is nodes. I got the, I don't know which. Did you curse or something? It's stars for me. Plug in the cutoff fan and background for now. Reaper.fm. Never heard of that. Yeah, are you doing this for video, like recorded video, or are you doing it for streams? Because if you're doing it for if you're doing it for recorded video, I've heard DaVinci's, and I've even heard like examples of it. Their voice isolation. Yeah, it's really good. So is Final Cut Pros. If like I would, for streaming. Okay, yeah. So I think what's best for streaming is a combined approach. Number one is to use a noise gate. well, technically it's more than just two things. It's actually three things. I'll start with the first one. The first one is to have a microphone that's not too sensitive, which is the reason why I'm using this dynamic microphone, even though I have several other microphones that are much better, like higher quality, but they're incredibly sensitive. So this being not very sensitive it works to my advantage, because all of the other noises this mic just won't pick it up. In fact, sometimes I can have my speakers on, and because it's very directional kind of, it won't really pick it up. It'll reject them. The sound from my speakers pretty well. The second approach is noise gating, and that's the thing that you saw me playing around with earlier, where you set a particular threshold where if the volume or the amplitude of the signal doesn't cross a certain threshold, what the output gives out is silence. So you have to have a certain minimum before audio is allowed to pass through to your listener. And then the third thing is to use, well, I mean, it's actually two things, but one is noise cancellation, to remove like background noises, as well as like just random noises, just random drones, hums, that kind of thing. But then the other part of that, which I mean, I think most people will ignore this, is think about your room. So, we all live in these boxes that we call rooms, and most of us even record in boxes, including in studios. They're just better built boxes. They're purposely built for recording. A lot of the I think this is gypsum board or whatever this is. There's a name for it. I forget what you call it, but I'm gonna call it gypsum board. Your drywall. It reflects sound, and it doesn't do it it's trash actually. And then there's corners. Your lower frequencies tend to well up in those corners, and it can cause other distortion. So what I'm trying to get at is your room it has its own sonic signature. So it's also worth keeping that in mind and using EQ to try to counter some of the things that are happening in your room. And here's a fourth bonus is also, where do you put the mic? So you hear a lot less noise and me more prominent because I'm right in front of the mic. Whereas if I were to go sicko mode and just like dump all the gain that I can into this mic, and then run it through another amplifier to pre-boost it to the levels that I would want it into my preamp so it could boost it again, you hear a lot of noise, because you're going to hear the amplifier noise. You're also going to hear the room noise, because the room has more of an effect because I'm not as close to the mic, blocking out most of the room noise. Anyway, that's a long ramble. Apologies. But I think this ramble was deserved because I've accomplished something. It doesn't feel like I've accomplished anything yet, but soon. Just give me a second. Oh wow. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, I see what's happening. So what I can do is, for all of these nodes, I can call this map to transform it. So we'll just do that. Description. That's something that I could get, but I don't really want that. Is there a way that I can just get all of the properties and none of the methods? So we get first is empty, capacity, description, last index, start index. I guess it's not really repositories that I care about. Oh, I see. Okay, but I had to go to, wait, field data. What the hell is field data? All right, I'm just going to ignore fill data for now. So I guess I do need to do repositories. Is there something else that I can do that's not nodes? Nope. Okay, so I had to go to nodes. Okay. All right, so for each node, I want to grab commit. Is that not a thing? What am I getting back? I guess we're gonna have to do a little bit of data digging. See what kind of output I'm getting. It subtracts room noise, but down to learn more from you when you're free. Let me see what you says. Reaper FM. Oops. Nah. Okay. Dude, so this GIF, it made me think of something that I've been wanting to build for kind of I'm gonna say a long time. I want to build a spectral analyzer, or what do you call a spectrogram? What do you call it? A spectral analysis tool. Here, let me show you what I mean. So, vision, I think, yeah. All right, so you see here that like it's showing the music that I'm listening to. And how about instead of having it the music, we'll have it show something a little different. So instead of the music, we're going to show me running my gums, smacking them. All right, cool. So now this is me talking, and you can see here that there is not much information down here in this 30 hertz frequency. Right. Well, this is a tangent. Anyway, I want to build something like this, but I want to go further. This is kind of cool in the sense that it shows me, you know, some of the stuff that I care about, not everything. Like I would like to see like actual waveform, not this. I'm talking about like the literal, like the waveform. I would like to see that. Unfortunately, this doesn't do that. One of the other things I would like to do is to be able to select a range of frequencies. You know, so here on my y-axis is my frequencies. I would like to be able to select a range of frequencies and have that be a filter. So I would only hear that range of frequencies. I would also like to be able to attenuate those frequencies. So let's say that I make a selection from, let's say 200 to 60 hertz. You know, so I have this block, this rectangle selected. What I would want to happen is to cut out any frequency, and this would be a hard cutoff if I can make it that way. Technically, I can't do the math, but let's pretend that we can. I would only want to hear the frequencies between 200 and 60, and then all these other things go away. And I would also like to be able to invert that. So let's say I have that same box selected, and I'm currently playing just those frequencies. I also want to be able to invert it so that I'm playing everything that isn't those frequencies. So it's like cutting a hole out or whatever, stuff like that. There is a tool that has some of some of this UX. So it's RX10. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. I think the previous version, well, it was RX9. The last one I used was, I think, 7. But in any case, you can see here they have a spectral tool here. And let's see if they have yeah, so here you see here how they can select. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so here you see that they're able to select this range of frequencies and play just that. I want to be able to do something similar. Now, some of this doesn't make sense, like, well, okay, all right, it does make sense in certain regards. So this right here, in what I'm doing for what I like live, this couldn't be a partial rectangle. It would have to select, it would literally be a filter. This right here is a full audio file that's been rendered in this with the spectral analyzer, and the time component is literally the time in the file, right? So that there is time, whereas this is streaming, so technically this is a buffer, right? The buffer fills up and then it goes back to the beginning and it resets. So yeah, I would like to do stuff like that, and eventually I would like to add some other really cool things like a compressor. I'm really into compressors. They're one of my favorite tools. But you have your typical multi-dynamics. I'm sorry, not your multi-dynamic. Your what do you call that? A multi-band compressor. You have multi-band compressors that deal with it deals with frequencies, but typically it's a number. Whereas if you see frequencies laid out this way, I think this is a much better representation. So it would be kind of cool to see, compression and controls, but also as you do the compression, you could see it before and after. So you see the original, like as it is here, but you could also see the attenuated signal after it's been compressed. And you can see like what it's doing to those particular frequencies that you say, hey, compress these frequencies. And maybe it could be a multi-band compressor where it's like 3 or 4 compressors in parallel, where there's like I guess a crossover for different channels that it's going to compress. I don't know, just thinking. Why do you want to filter that range though? Well, it's not that I want to filter this range in particular. Oh wait, are you talking about here? Are you talking about why do I want to filter here? Clarify what you mean. Because it depends. Like if you're talking about like what? Wait, I'm going to assume you want to know about the fact that there's almost no frequency information beneath 30, and you see that there's a pretty substantial fall off in information here. Let me stop it. So you see that there's a pretty significant fall off of information right at this 60 hertz. It's pretty what's the word? Energetic. I'm gonna call it that. There's a lot of energy going on up here. Whereas down here, and I've filtered out these frequencies. So let's bring up my console over here. And you'll see that I have this little thing right here selected. This is the 80 hertz. Typically, I'm calling it 80 hertz. It depends on your mixer or your console or your audio interface or your mic preamp. In this one, it's technically it's a hybrid, so it can be it's either going to be 80 by default, or when I load up one of these emulated preamp channels or console channels or whatever, it can actually change it. And it's really dope because it's actually changing the circuitry, like even the impedance down to the impedance level of the circuitry to accomplish this. But in any case, I think that this right here is set to be at an 80 hertz roll off. So if we look closely, you'll see here that, yeah, there's a lot of information, but it starts to, in fact, roll off at around 80. And you can actually look at this to get a sense for what that roll off is, whether or not it's a 12 dB per octave or a 24 dB per octave slope. And I know you've seen these things. I don't have a good way of showing these things. All of these are like hardware type, so you won't see. But maybe imagine this. Hopefully you can see this little. No, you can't. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but what I'm trying to get at is that if you read this carefully and you know how many frequencies, like what the width of frequencies is for an octave, you can get a good sense of whether or not this is a 12 dB per octave or 24 dB per octave. Whatever, reduction, whatever. So yeah. And now I guess to answer your question, why did I choose to do this? Well, most people's voice, the things that like we understand in a voice, aren't in the they're not in the 80 hertz range, right? Like my voice, in fact, if we look at the spectrogram, let's do some more. So I'm talking, and then I'm gonna stop talking just so we can see where a lot of my voice lies. You'll see here that there's this strong dominant at 100. This is explained because I add a boost. Where's the other thing at? Huh? Did I close it? Am I just being dumb right now? Alright, so either I'm being dumb or I closed it. I don't know. In any case, so if we come back to here, remember that I have a boost, right? So at this 150 hertz, and this boost is, this is probably 5, so this is probably a quarter, so 2.5 dB. And if we look closely here, like it seems to be pretty excited. I'm gonna call it that. We're gonna use that word. It's got a lot of excitement there, more so than would be if I hadn't done this. But there would still be some here because of this mic. This mic does impart its own, timbre. It's much darker quality, partly because it's a dynamic microphone, but also because of the design of the actual capsule that holds the diaphragm of the mic. So yeah, like this mic has its own characteristic sound, so it is going to impart some of that. And then it there's like a fader switch on the back where you can like cut off frequencies, like it's a roll off. I don't have that on, so whatever I'm saying is all of the frequencies, so I need to clean that up a lot. So yeah, that's why I do that. And then the rest of it is just EQ, right? So you see that a lot of my voice is in this range here, right? So because my voice is relatively deep, it's not that deep, but like it's relatively deep, I add some brightness in this 5K range. And it's important to understand that the Q factor, or it's called Q, is relatively wide on all of these. So even though this says 150 hertz, just due to the nature of waves, just think about it. Like all of these are sine waves, just due to the nature of waves and the fact that we can't go from zero energy to infinite energy in zero time. It means that when we have these filters, they can never have straight lines. They're always going to be a curve because they're based on sine waves. So the result is that as I lift up these frequencies from 150 hertz, what you can imagine is at 150 hertz, we drag it up, and then it's like parabolic. So it's going to bring some other frequencies up with it. Now the rate or how many of those frequencies, I don't know. I think this is where we would have to go into the manual, which we looked at earlier today. So I'm actually interested in that now. So let's see if it'll talk about that. Let's see, low peak. That didn't do what I thought it would do. That literally took me out. It took me from the page I was on. What the hell? I think that should have been like 450 something or some other, maybe. I've lost it. I don't even know if I care anymore. Wait, maybe I still care. I think I still might. No, I don't care anymore. I lost it. All right, never mind. Screw it. All right, I closed something. I don't really know what I closed. Okay, I didn't close anything. Okay. What I like about your setup is it's not relying on OBS itself. Oh, I actually don't use OBS. Fun fact. I'm not using OBS. To other inputs, if you went into Discord call or setting would be the same. Yeah. My settings are the exact same for Zoom, for everything. And I prefer it this way. Let's just say that I spent a lot of time with my setup not like this. So this has been a lot of labor to get it to here, a lot of pain, a lot of swearing and cursing and stress, but it's like, it is now officially solid. Like I have no issues now. And I'm not sure how long you've been watching or if you just managed to find me, but if you go back in history, you might find some choice words coming from me and some anger with like my sound going out all the time. Like it's only been the past 2 streams that have been just flawless. Like absolutely nothing has gone wrong, except for earlier today. I forgot to unmute the music, but hey, you know, the user error. I accept that one. You have yours set up through OBS. Yeah, bro, I wanted to use OBS at one point. I tried to use it several times, but I couldn't get it to record. Like the video quality was always messed up. Even though like when I use Twitch Studio, which I know is basically well, I don't know if I know that, but it had really good video. Streamlabs had the same issue. Initially, I thought it was because when I first tried it, you know, the M1 Max were just coming out, and I was like, maybe they hadn't, you know, pushed out updates to take advantage of the encoders, the built-in encoders. But I tried it again about a year after, and same issue. It looks very low quality. Like it looks like it has a very low bit rate, and the max resolution that I can record in is 1080, which I don't like because first of all, my screen is 6K. I would prefer to record it in 4K. I mean, I would take 6K if you know, if I had infinite space, but like I prefer this to be in 4K. But for some reason, like it rescales it and it looks really bad. Like it's just hard. It's hard to explain how bad it looks. Oh yeah. I multi-stream. I stream to Twitch and YouTube. So the reason why the music isn't as fun as it used to be is because I stream to YouTube. When I only used to stream to Twitch, the music wasn't trash like it is. I mean, it's not trash, but like it's much better than what it is now. Yeah, all my previous streams are on YouTube, and I have a playlist called Devlog. You can easily find it. And yeah, you can see all of my comments. So if anyone comments on YouTube or Twitch, you'll see them on either. And I can respond to, you know, people either directly on the platform that they talk to me on, or I can respond to both. So, you know, everyone gets to see my response, or if I don't say it. Yeah, and I can also, like, you know, put this on here and be like, yo, appreciate the compliment, that it's a very underrated channel. So I can do shit like that too, which is kind of dope. All right, yeah, so I guess back to like why would I want to like build something that allows me to select frequencies to either filter out or only hear, but to also allow me to control dynamics, right? Like when you think about it, the reason why we even have mixing, like we do mixing, is because the way we perceive sound, right? Where higher frequencies we tend to perceive louder than lower frequencies, and like lower frequencies have a tendency, because, you know, they're lower frequencies, they move a lot of energy in those lower frequencies, so they have a tendency of being able to drown out higher frequency noises. And there's also like phase cancellation and all this other, there's all kinds of things. And just like with most things, like the only reason why a lot of our analog gear, you know, only has so many like, I guess, bands to work with is because their analog is cost. But when you get into a world where like you're no longer really truly constrained by stuff like that, it makes sense that you should be able to, you know, really push the envelope. Now, I mean, maybe it won't really make a difference. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense to have an infinite band compressor, you know, where you have a compressor per frequency. But, you know, maybe there is something useful, some practicality in having a compressor that can have 100 bands. I'm making that number up. I would never do that, but I'm just putting that out there. You know, maybe that could be something. Or, you know, maybe you can create expanders, you know, the reverse of a compressor, where it's just like, you know, certain frequencies, if it gets to a certain, you know, amplitude, we want to jack up the volume because maybe we want to create some type of interesting timbres. I don't know, just who knows what you can do with it, but it could be fun. And like maybe that'll become like my next excuse for content project that I start. So none of these projects that I'm doing here, I don't even plan to finish this. It's just mostly what I call my excuse for content, which is I want to stream, but I don't know what to stream about. So what I now do is I just like get in front of my computer and just turn on the thing and find something to do. And it tends to be this type of stuff because, you know, I know a little bit. I'm decent. So this is the correct result. This is the correct result. I actually do see my OID. The question is, first of all, I don't know the data structure of this. Or do I not know the data structure of this? Maybe I do know the data structure of this. I forgot. I think I created one. User model. Codable login. Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, all right, never mind. So I'm not really sure why or how this is organized, or why I organized it in the way that it's organized. It is kind of stupid to organize it the way that I've done, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're focus on other things. Let's go to my package here and let's look at the schema. Not the schema. The fetch this thing right here. Does this create a type that I can use? Data. It's just a data dick. Oh. Okay. Okay, so there's a user. Okay. All right. The user has repositories. Okay. All right. I'm getting somewhere. I'm starting to become informed, I think. Repositories have a node, I think. Maybe. There's also a default branch, a name. The default branch is going to have some things that branches have, which I don't care about. The target is the thing that I care about. It's actually the thing that I want. It's the target. Where's target at? Target is on the node. Okay. Let's go to that. Oh, I'm literally on it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna go to nodes dot target. Nope. Is it dot target? Nope. Nodes dot map. Oh, no, don't do that. I think I want to do a flat map. And I guess that. Target. Wait, do I not have target for real? Like, I'm confused. How is there not a... I don't think this is what I think it is. All right, let's go back to this type here. Nodes. Man, if only I could just like collapse. That's all I want to do. Okay, so we have nodes, node stops, okay. And then default, oh, it's on their default branch, okay. My gosh. Alright, so default. Okay, oh, sure. There's no default branch, okay. So that makes me think that this nodes isn't what I think it may be. So let's just print the nodes. How about that? Let's just do that for now. Implicitly coerced. Wait, what? All right, let's try this again. Oh, thank you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, appreciate it. If consider subscribing, any of those things. No, I wouldn't be mad. All right, so we now have any hashable target. Yeah, look at that, perfect. So we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. I keep doing that. Like I keep thinking I'm in another file. All right, so I now have that. So now let's do another flat map. And this time we're going to grab that target stuff. Maybe not. This feels maybe something feels off. Like something feels wrong here. Is nodes an array? Is that it? Is that why I feel like something is amiss? Let's go back to here. So we have node. There is no nodes, or is there nodes? Oh no, there is nodes. Okay. So there is nodes. And if there are nodes, okay, I see. I think I don't know. I keep saying I think I understand, but I don't really understand. So we're gonna do nodes, but we're gonna do that dot. We're gonna ask, is it actually there? I guess maybe. No? Alright, what if I do this? I'm not seeing the other things. So I was expecting to see something else. Specifically this default branch thing. Because... yeah, it's here. So we have an optional nodes with optional things. So I think that's why I would have this, and I would put default branch here, but like that doesn't, I don't know why I can't get access to that. Is this one of these things where I just need to restart again? And it'll magically fix itself. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna try to get what's his name to help out here. Gosh, I forgot what the thing that I want is called. I saw it somewhere. OID. Okay, that's what I want. So we'll come in here to plug the OID. From each entry and a flattened list. Bro, get away from me. Oh, I forgot to give it the code. All right, well, don't fucking keep going. Shit. Okay. Oh, that's not even the code. Or is it the code? Oh, no, that is the code. Okay. Compact map. That does make sense. Because that'll get rid of all of the null entries. So I don't have to worry about trying to filter out anything. Okay, let's see if that works. So we'll come back into my user model. And we'll come into here. So that's going to be equal to... Well, first of all, result.data. No, I think that's just going to be data. All right, the repository is going to be the user repositories. Okay, then we get out OIDs, and then let's just print out OIDs. Can I use optional chaining on non-optional? Okay. Oh, okay, that's because this is a compact map, so it looks like ChatGPT does not get that right. Implicitly coerced from get object ID, aka optional to any. All right, so we're gonna say no SHA as a default. So let's run this and see what happens. And let's do the thing. Hopefully this produces a good result. Look at that, look at that, look at that. It works. So now, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna call it because it's now, what time is it? 23:23, almost midnight. So instead of finishing this, I'm gonna go take my dog out for a walk because that's what he's bothering me about. But yeah, this is not working. So you're probably wondering, like, what is this? How's it working? All right, here's what I want to do. It's a very simple thing. I want, well, let's back up. Yanni, he's the person who was like, oh, GitHub, something in the last stream. So I was like, all right, whatever. So here we are. I used ChatGPT to build this UI. Today, I worked on integrating the Apollo client because I wanted to figure out something to do to this to make it somewhat useful. So I was like, oh, it could be cool to see your last commit in every repo. like just in every repo. But it's not just me. What I eventually plan to do is make it to where you can put in anyone's profile and you can see all of their public commits, like all the last public commits on every repo they made. So if you just want to go and internet stalk someone, that'll be cool. You can do that. Now I'm thinking that you probably also want to see your own, if at least I want to see my own. So I'm going to have to get some authentication in place so that I can then, get private repos if you want to see that for some reason. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm building. Hopefully you found whatever you've seen today enjoyable. If so, please give it a like. It really does help on YouTube. Consider following me on Twitch. Consider subscribing to me on YouTube. Yeah. Till next time. Peace.